Welcome to another episode of Kitchen Counseling. This is a place where friends meet, they cook up some tasty, easy meals, and just have some fun. This segment comes from my series called The Murph's Munchies. It's my go-to recipes. They are sure to satisfy your taste buds. So today, our item is going to be a smoky frittata. And I have joining me one of my good friends, Erin. Come on in, Erin.
Hi, Tom.
Nice to see you. All right, so come on over here. Now, Erin used to be a tamale catering person.
That's right.
Tamale catering business, and currently are starting up a 501(c)(3) nonprofit.
A nonprofit community garden in Wildomar, California.
Very nice, very nice. So how did we meet?
We met at a small business mastermind group network.
That's right.
That's right. Out in Menifee, yeah. And as soon as I saw you, I said, "Wow, we could do some amazing events together." So
here we are. All right. Well, let's get cooking. Today we're going to do the frittata, and I need to get you a recipe so you can follow that. If you turn that back up so we get the water boiling.
right.
I'm going to do a quick, real easy tutorial, I guess, on the cauliflower. So you're basically just going to cut out the middle section. Going to throw away all the greens. And what we want here is just some small florets. Okay. So we're going to throw this into our boiling water. We're going to cook it for about 4 minutes just to start partially cooking it down.
Right?
Yep.
Okay.
All right, we got our cauliflower all caught up. We've got it into the pot now. It's been boiling for a few minutes, and we are going to strain that. Is it looking pretty good there, Erin?
It looks good. Yes.
All right, let's go ahead and turn that off. Did we get the oven set preheat?
Yes, it's
375?
375, warm enough.
Okay. So let's go ahead and drain the cauliflower. I'm going to show you what the only other step we have here is actually grating some cheese. We have a smoked Gouda cheese. That's what's going to make this one really, really tasty. This is an applewood smoked cheese. And we're just going to grate up about 5 ounces or so of the cheese. And I love this little grater. It just makes it so easy. All right, so now we can get this out of here. And then we're going to start putting it all together. All right, so where are we at on our recipe, Erin?
Let's see. Okay, we've got the cauliflower. I think we are at step 3, which is to break the eggs into a large mixing bowl.
Are you ready to do that?
I'll do it.
All
Yeah,
right.
I'll do my best.
Okay.
And it says 6 eggs. Is that what we're using here?
All right, the recipe that we have that you're going to be able to download is for one frittata. My pan is a little bit bigger, so I've made this 1.5 times. So we're going to use 9 eggs. Your recipe's for 6. So we're doing 9 eggs in here. Everything's going to be up by 1.5. So you can go ahead and just crack those, throw those in there. We'll take care of that later, and I'll start handing you the other items.
All right. Okay.
All right.
I'll keep this close then.
Okay.
All right. So here we go. Breaking eggs.
Break that egg. Just there. Let's see if I can. There we go. Yeah, we were professionals, right?
Well,
No.
sure we are. Here we go. No shells so far, Chef Tom?
You're doing great. Never do dishes. So now we're going to combine all the ingredients for the frittata. So we're putting in our eggs. Once we get all of the eggs in, our next step, we're going to add the creme fraiche. This is just to show you for some of the folks, creme fraiche. Sometimes it's really hard to find. So I like to let people know, if you can't find creme fraiche, there's an easy alternative to just buy some heavy whipping cream. You beat it up in a mixer just for a few minutes, and it's basically the same thing. It works, it tastes the same. I've done both ways. If I can find the creme fraiche, I do it just because it's easy, but it's not necessary. So you're gonna go ahead and throw the creme fraiche in there. And then we have What do we have on the creme fraiche? How much we got?
All right, so we've got the eggs on creme fraiche, mustard, and the paprika. We have 4 tablespoons of creme fraiche.
So here's our creme fraiche.
Okay. All right.
So I put 6 tablespoons in there since we got 1/2 of our recipe. And then our next one is the Dijon mustard. And how much do we have of that?
And that one calls for 2 tablespoons, so I imagine this is 3.
That's
I
3.
do my math.
Yeah, you got it.
Ratios, okay. That was a long time ago, 7th grade.
Yeah.
Do we need a little spoon to?
I will get you a little spoon. All right, our oven is ready. So we are ready to go when we get to that point. And then we're gonna put the paprika in. So here's our paprika, and what do we got on the paprika?
We've got for paprika, smoked paprika, 2 teaspoons.
Okay, so we got 3. Okay, we can just throw all that stuff into the sink there. And then we're gonna use our whisk and go ahead and combine it up. The main thing here is you wanna get the creme fraiche and the eggs really blended really well. So you're gonna beat that really well, get it all blended all together. Once we get it all together where you won't see eggs, you won't see the creme fraiche all in one. We're gonna add the chives, we're gonna add the cheese, and then that section is gonna all be done. We'll do that next. We're gonna start with the cauliflower. I'm gonna get you started on the cauliflower in the back, and we're gonna go forward with the next step of the process.
Oh my gosh, okay.
All right.
Those are some beautiful ingredients.
Well, and I love and if we can show this, I love the color. Once you get the paprika in there and the creme fraiche and the eggs and everything, it really has a beautiful color. And that everything, when you're doing a meal or you're making a dish, you want to incite all 5 of those senses. That's your goal. So you got a visually pleasing, it's got to taste good, you're listening, you're smelling it, you're hearing it, everything. So that's what I like about these kind of dishes. All right, it looks good. All right, I'm just going to finish up a little bit of the whisking here. You're basically just getting all of the paprika, all of the creme fraiche, all the ingredients to kind of combine very nice together. Because now we're going to start adding some stuff that's going to really make it thick. So this is our only chance to kind of get all the liquid together. All right, so we got our liquid now. We're going to add our chives. So we have 2 tablespoons, I think was actually in the recipe. And I got 3.
So actually,
3 tablespoons. Okay. Yeah. And then our cheeses, we got about 5 ounces of cheese of the smoked Gouda, which I've done about 8 ounces for this recipe, and then we have 2 ounces in the recipe that I've done about 3. We're going to take about 3/4 of each of these, and we're going to put that in this mixture. We're going to save the rest of it to put on top to give it a nice little crispy and finishing at the end. And then we're going to take our spoon and we're just going to kind of mix it all up. Now we're ready to pour this onto the cauliflower that's been on the stovetop frying at this point. All right, after we boiled the cauliflower for about 4 or 5 minutes and drained it, now we put a little bit of olive oil in the pan. Got the pan hot. We put that cauliflower in here and we're frying them now. And it's been cooking for about 3 or 4 minutes. Just you want a little bit of brownness. You don't want a whole lot extra on there. So it's looking good. So now we're going to go ahead and pour our egg mixture all over it. So let's just kind of layer that egg mixture on. We'll rearrange the cauliflower to make sure it's all nice and pretty. Just pour it all in there. It's just good. Yeah. This has got our eggs, our creme fraiche, and our chives, and our smoked paprika, and Dijon mustards, and our 2 different kinds of cheeses. Excellent. And then we're just going to arrange it. So you're going to just basically get it all in one layer. Get that cauliflower down there underneath those eggs. We're going to cook it on the stovetop here now for about 4 minutes, just to have it start to set. The eggs will start to set up. Once that happens, we're going to sprinkle a little more cheese on the top and stick it in the oven so it gets a nice crusty little finish. Okay, Erin, why don't you give us a little extra cheese on the top there with a sprinkle it around the top?
Extra cheese is always a good idea.
Always a good thing. There we go. And that's just a mixture of our cheddar and our smoked Gouda. that we put inside. And we're gonna bake this now in the oven at 375 for 12 minutes. And it's gonna crisp up on the outside with that cheese and have a nice little.
And this is spot?
That looks good to me. All right. All right, let's pop this thing into the oven. Oh, it smells wonderful. Come here, little baby. All right, we're gonna make up the dressing for the salad right now. All right, Erin?
All right.
All right, we're gonna start with some olive oil. We need 1/3 cup of the olive oil. Let's pour that one out. And we're using a white balsamic vinegar. And you do 3 tablespoons of the white balsamic.
3 tablespoons.
We're gonna do 2 tablespoons of blue agave syrup.
Delicious.
Yeah, I love that stuff. And just about 3/4 of a teaspoon of salt. Yeah, that's good.
Okay.
And then we'll put a little bit of pepper in there just for good measure. A little ground pepper. And we're just going to whisk it all up.
Nice and thick.
See how, yeah.
Yeah, it's beautiful. It's almost syrupy.
So you just kind of blend in that oil and the vinegar and the agave syrup so it gets all nice and blended together and it kind of all combines really nice and smooth. And then that's going to be our vinaigrette that we pour over the salad.
Let's look at that
Yeah.
consistency.
We're looking good. Awesome. I think we're set. All right, let's toss this salad and let's throw a little bit of this vinaigrette on.
I'll go ahead and toss it.
Yeah.
You go ahead and drizzle. How's that?
I will do that.
Nice. This is arugula.
This is arugula, so it has a nice little peppery flavor to it, and that's one of the reasons why it's so good with this particular frittata. A nice peppery salad goes really well with the frittata.
Sounds amazing. And so it has avocado and red onions.
Red onions and grapes and toasted pecans. There we go, just about all of it. It looks like it's all nice and lined up really good.
Gorgeous, gorgeous. Smells delicious.
And there you go. All right, let's give a little quick check here. Oh, it's looking good. We use the toothpick method just to make sure that it's cooked all the way through. The eggs are already cooked. Yep, we're looking good on that. We had to do this a couple minutes longer because we did 1.5 times the recipe. Normally this is only 12 minutes. It took us 14 to do this one. But we're ready to eat. All right, why don't you put a little bit of the salad on the plate and I'll grab our frittata.
It would be my pleasure. Wow, look at all those good ingredients.
And we're gonna slide that on there.
Ooh, so good.
And this is a great little brunch meal. It's also fantastic for dinner. Just with the cauliflower and the eggs and everything, it's a very hearty meal.
That's amazing.
All right, ready to eat?
Yep.
Okay. All right.
Wow. The moment has
The
arrived.
moment.
Wow.
A bit of our frittata.
So
We have our salad.
It's amazing. Smells incredible.
Thank you for joining me in my home today.
My pleasure.
Now we get
Anytime.
to enjoy our creations. So just see how it is.
Oh my gosh. So curious to see how these flavors run.
I do love this dish. It's just good all the time.
Oh my gosh, that's so amazing.
This.
Yeah, tell me the story of this dish.
This dish, actually, I learned a long time ago, and when I went to culinary school, I actually entered this in a contest. and I won. And it's just been a favorite of my family and friends for years. I love showing people how to do it. It's very easy to do, and it's just, the amazing flavors will come out and just blow you away. Even people that don't like cauliflower, they're like, I hate cauliflower, I can't eat cauliflower. But they'll try this and they're like, can I have a piece?
No, the flavor of the smoked paprika and
the smoked Gouda cheese
together is brilliant. Oh my gosh. Oh, it all just blends together. It's just very creamy, very rich.
What amazes me is that how we change as we get older, and you become more flexible with your style. When I grew up as a kid, my mom used to make cauliflower. It was terrible. It was boiled to death. I couldn't eat it. I would not eat cauliflower, forever. And I never even knew what arugula was. I mean, we never had that in our house. So when I started playing, as I got older, I started playing with cauliflower, especially nowadays with people playing with a lot of keto stuff and everything. It's a more healthier version of things that they want to start doing stuff with, so I started playing with recipes. And now I have a ton of cauliflower recipes that people that hate cauliflower will eat this.
Wow.
So
oh well, this is beyond belief, and I remember those days, the boiled cauliflower.
Yes.
It wasn't good for me either, but this is amazing.
It was just cauliflower and boiled. There was no spice, no nothing. It was just all soggy and nasty. This has a little bit of a crunchiness to it because you boil it, but only for a few minutes, and then you fry it for just a few minutes, and then you bake it. So I think the three different aspects of that cauliflower, it's cooked all the way through, but it still keeps that crunchiness of the cauliflower.
Yeah, no, it's incredible, especially in combination with the textures of the cheese and the creme fraiche. Oh my gosh. And cauliflower has no carbs, right?
No.
Am I right in that? Wow, that's pretty good. I'm gonna try the salad now.
Yes, go for the salad. I'm so enjoying it.
Oh my gosh, the dressing is amazing.
It's got a lot of flavor, but it's also very light. It's not sometimes dressings can be so overpowering.
There's not much hint of actual vinegar flavor. It's just really, it's bright.
The white balsamic
gorgeous.
vinegar is a very nice vinegar used for a lot of salad dressings because it is not as, what I could call regular balsamic, it's kind of harsh, it's heavy. And the white one is just a lighter version of it.
I was wondering about that, No, I'm enjoying it. The texture is beautiful. It coats everything. It's kind of like that syrupy texture. And the goat cheese and the red onions, grapes, and little pecans. Is that
So you got a little bit of nuttiness, you got the sweetness from the agave and the grapes, and you got the tartness coming in from the vinegar and the creaminess from the avocado. You got a lot of different textures going on, a lot of different flavors going on.
No, the salad stands alone.
You guys need to be trying this. This is some good shit here.
Most definitely. Well, thank you so much for showing me how to do this.
Thank you for coming.
And this will be my family favorites from this day forward.
Awesome.
Cheers.
Oh, yeah.
Cheers.
Thanks for joining us today.
Thank you, guys.